Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Leo and Luna Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Honestly, just seeing the numbers grow every week makes me feel so grateful for each and every one of you.
Hey there, wonderful people. Great to be back. And I have to say, today's topic is one that I personally think about a lot. It's deep, it's real, and it's something almost every person on this planet can relate to.
That's so true. I was thinking about this topic in the shower this morning. Yes, that's where all my best thinking happens. And I just felt like, wow, this is something people don't talk about enough.
Exactly. Today we're talking about how to forgive someone after decades. Not just a small argument, but the big stuff. The kind of hurt that you've carried for years, maybe even your whole life.
And by the end of today's episode, you're going to learn the real English vocabulary people use when they talk about forgiveness, healing, and letting go. This isn't textbook English. This is the kind of language you hear in real conversations, in therapy, in films, and between close friends.
We want to ask you right now, do you have someone in your life you've been struggling to forgive? Drop a comment below. You don't have to share details. Just write yes or it's complicated. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you're new here, welcome to Leo and Luna Talks. Please like this video and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We upload every week and we always bring you real, natural English.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. What does forgiveness actually mean in English, and how do we talk about it?
Okay, so first things first. The word forgive is a verb, and the structure is simple. Subject plus forgive plus object. So you say, I forgive you, or she forgave him, or he can't forgive his father. Easy enough, right?
Right. And there are some really important words that go with forgiveness. Let's look at a few. First, to hold a grudge. That means to stay angry at someone for a long time. For example, she's been holding a grudge against her sister for 20 years.
Ooh, and I know people like that. Another phrase, to let it go. This one is huge in everyday English. It means to stop being angry or upset about something. Like, I know it hurt, but you need to let it go.
And then there's to make peace with something. This is really common. It means to accept a painful situation and stop fighting against it emotionally. For example, after years of anger, he finally made peace with his past.
Now, here's an important one, to move on. This means to stop living in the past and start focusing on the present and future. People say things like, I've forgiven her, and now I'm ready to move on.
Can you think of a sentence using move on? Try writing one in the comments. Maybe something from your own life. It doesn't have to be personal, just practice the phrase.
And what about the negative form? If you haven't forgiven someone, we say things like, I still can't forgive him, or she's never been able to let it go, or he hasn't made peace with what happened.
Exactly. These phrases are all very natural. You'll hear them in conversations, in movies, in songs, so practice them. Say them out loud right now. I'm letting it go. I'm making peace with my past. I'm ready to move on. Say it.
Great. So in this section, we learned forgive, hold a grudge, let it go, make peace with, and move on. These are your core vocabulary words for this topic.
Keep those phrases in your mind as we go deeper, because things are about to get even more interesting.
Main teaching section 2, related use, talking about old pain.
Now let's build on that. When people have been hurt for a long time, decades, as our title says, they often use very specific language to describe that pain. Let's learn how to talk about deep, old hurt in natural English.
Yes, and this is where it gets really expressive. One phrase I love is to carry something. People say, I've been carrying this pain for 30 years. It gives the idea of weight, like you're literally carrying something heavy everywhere you go.
That's such a powerful image. Another common expression is to bury your feelings. That means to hide your emotions and pretend they don't exist. For example, instead of dealing with it, she just buried her feelings. But here's the thing, buried feelings don't disappear. They just come back later.
So true. Now, in formal English, say in a therapy session or a serious conversation, you might hear phrases like, I've been harboring resentment toward him for years. Harbor resentment means to keep negative feelings inside without expressing them.
But in informal, everyday conversation, people say it more simply, like, I'm still so angry at him, or I just can't get over what she did to me. Much more direct, right?
Exactly. Now, let's try a little practice. I'll say a formal sentence and you try to make it more informal. Ready?
Ready. Okay, she has been harboring deep resentment toward her mother for 3 decades.
In everyday English, you'd say something like, she's been angry at her mom for ages and she just can't get over it.
Perfect. Now you try. Take any formal sentence and make it sound like something a friend would say. Write it in the comments. We love reading your answers.
Here are 3 tips for sounding natural when talking about old pain. First, use time phrases like for years, for decades, my whole life, or since I was a child. Second, use the present perfect. I've never forgiven him. She's always been bitter about it. Third, use feeling words. Angry, hurt, betrayed, abandoned, resentful.
Great tips. So this section was all about how to describe long-term emotional pain in English, both formally and informally. And remember, this vocabulary is useful not just for talking about forgiveness, but for understanding films, books, and conversations about relationships and emotions.
All right, we've talked about forgiveness vocabulary and how to describe old pain. Now, let's talk about the language of healing, because that's where forgiveness actually lives.
Yes, and this is my favorite part. When people talk about healing in English, they use some really beautiful and expressive phrases. One of the most common ones is to come to terms with something. It means to gradually accept a difficult truth. For example, after many years, she finally came to terms with her childhood.
Another powerful one is to find closure. Closure means a sense of finality or emotional resolution. People say things like, I wrote him a letter because I needed closure, or I never got closure after what happened.
And here's a really interesting phrase, to forgive but not forget. You'll hear this a lot in English. It means you've decided to let go of anger, but you haven't erased the memory of what happened. It's very honest.
Actually, can we do a little role play? Pretend I'm asking you about someone you've forgiven. Ask me a question.
Okay, so have you forgiven your old friend, the one who let you down?
Honestly, I've forgiven him, yes. I've come to terms with it. But do I forget what happened? No, I forgive, but I don't forget. I think that's the healthiest way for me.
Perfect. You hear how natural those phrases sounded? Come to terms with it, forgive but not forget. These are the real phrases people use.
Now, let's talk about tone. When someone says, I forgive you, quickly and with a flat voice, it doesn't always feel genuine. Real forgiveness in English often sounds gentle and a little tired, like it took effort. So when you practice, say it slowly. I forgive you. Feel it.
Encourage yourself to say these phrases out loud today. Try saying, I'm coming to terms with my past. I'm finding closure. I forgive, but I don't forget. Say them like you mean them.
Now try this. Write in the comments, I'm working on forgiving blank. You can leave it blank if it's personal. Just practice the structure.
So in this section, we covered come to terms with, find closure, forgive but not forget. Beautiful and useful phrases for talking about healing and emotional growth in real English.
Okay, it's time for everyone's favorite section, common mistakes. And I'll be honest, I've made most of these myself at some point.
Me too. Don't feel embarrassed if you've made these. They're incredibly common, even for advanced learners. Let's go through them.
Mistake number 1, saying, I forgive to you. This is wrong. We don't use to after forgive. The correct form is simply, I forgive you. No to. Forgive is a transitive verb. It goes directly to the object.
Mistake number 2, confusing forget and forgive. These two words sound a little similar, and learners sometimes mix them up. Forget means you don't remember something. Forgive means you let go of anger. They're completely different. I forgive him is not the same as I forgot him.
Mistake number 3, saying, I am forgive him. This happens when learners forget that forgive is a regular verb, not an adjective. You say, I forgive him, or I've forgiven him, not I am forgive.
And mistake number 4, overusing sorry when forgive is more appropriate. If someone says, can you ever forgive me? The response isn't no problem. That sounds strange. It's more natural to say, I forgive you, or I've already forgiven you, or even just, it's okay, really.
You know, mistakes like these are so normal. Every learner makes them. What matters is that you notice them, correct them, and keep going. Don't let a small grammar error stop you from expressing something important.
Try this. Write a correct sentence using forgive in the comments. Just one sentence. I forgive, or she has forgiven, whatever feels natural. We'll cheer you on.
All right, Let's practice. This is the choose the better sentence activity. I'll give you two options and you decide which one sounds more natural in real English.
And you can write your answers in the comments. We love seeing your choices.
Situation 1. You want to say you've accepted something painful from your past. Option A, I've made peace with what happened. Option B, I'm okay now about the past thing.
Option A is much more natural. Made peace with is a real idiomatic English phrase. Option B is grammatically weak and sounds unnatural.
Situation 2. You haven't forgiven someone. Option A, I'm not forgiving him yet. Option B, I still can't forgive him.
Option B, I still can't forgive him, is the natural way to say this. The present perfect or can't construction is much more common in spoken English.
Situation 3. You want to describe carrying old emotional pain. Option A, I've been carrying this hurt for years. Option B, I have this hurt since many years.
Option A, absolutely. Great use of the present perfect continuous and the phrase carrying this hurt. Very natural and expressive.
Now, here's your challenge. Create your own sentence using any phrase from today's episode. Use let it go, find closure, come to terms with, or move on. Write it in the comments and show us what you've learned.
Remember, real conversation isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood and being genuine. Try your best and keep speaking.
Wow, what an episode. I feel like we really went deep today, and I'm so proud of everyone who stayed with us the whole way through. You've worked hard and you've learned so much.
Let's recap what we covered today. First, we learned core forgiveness vocabulary. Forgive, hold a grudge, let it go, make peace with, and move on. Second, we explored how to talk about long-term pain using phrases like carry something, bury your feelings, and harbor resentment. Third, we discovered the language of healing, come to terms with, find closure, and forgive but don't forget.
You're building such a rich emotional vocabulary in English, and that's not just useful for language exams, it's useful for life. Being able to express how you feel in any language is one of the most powerful skills a human being can have.
Here's a question to take with you today. Is there anyone in your life you're still working on forgiving? You don't have to answer out loud. Just sit with it, and maybe use some of today's phrases to find the words.
If this episode helped you, please give it a like, share it with a friend who's learning English, leave a comment with your practice sentence, and most importantly, subscribe to Leo and Luna Talks so you never miss an episode. We are here every week just for you.
You're doing amazing. Learning a language takes courage, patience, and heart, and you have all three. We're so proud of every single one of you. Keep going, keep speaking, and remember, healing and language learning both take time, and both are so worth it. See you next time.